Hey friends, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving with family, eating amazing food and having a fun time. I'm going to take you along today so you can see what we had for our Thanksgiving dinner. I decided to have dinner this year and we kind of grazed throughout the day, but we brought in our pumpkins the night before because it was going to snow. So I knew I wanted to make something with pumpkin. I have plenty to make something savory with, but I'm going to change it up and make something sweet with it. The original plan was to make a classic pumpkin pie, but I decided to go with something different, and you will see that towards the end of the video. So I'm just cutting my pumpkin in half here, scooping out the seeds. I coated it with olive oil and then roasted it in the oven at 400 for around 50 minutes.
Like dancing on a wire.
The pumpkin is out and ready. It's been sitting and it's cooling. I'm just gonna peel off all the skin here and put it in a bowl for tomorrow. I was gonna get to it tonight, but I am exhausted. I'm gonna put my feet up, so I will show you what it looks like tomorrow morning. The turkey is going in here. I have poultry seasoning on top. It kind of comes pre-seasoned. I put veggie stock on the bottom. We don't have like chicken stock or beef stock, so veggie stock works for us. I seasoned with salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, and a pinch of nutmeg, and I'm gonna cook that on high for around 4 hours. I'm making the mac and cheese now, so I have 2 cups of milk, 1 egg. I have a little teaspoon of Dijon mustard, onion powder, garlic powder, a pinch of nutmeg, black pepper, and salt, and then a little bit of paprika. And I'm gonna pour it over this 1 box of uncooked elbow noodles, and then I have some cheeses and some cream cheeses and butters we will layer in. This is really easy, and you do it either a few hours before or the night before, and it works really well. This is my Nini's recipe, which is my grandmother. So let me show you how I put it together. I'm just going to layer everything in here and show you how I do it. Please don't forget that all of these recipes will be typed out in the description box down below, or I can leave a link if I used one. But this is really easy. All you got to do is layer all of the ingredients in here, and then you're going to put it in the refrigerator covered for around 4 hours. Ideally overnight would be the best bet.
Tonight, but you don't seem to forget about yourself. Wondering how it could go so wrong, but you didn't call for help.
I have my potatoes peeled and they're soaking here. I'm gonna cut them up, get some new water, put some salt in there, and get some of the starch off. So they'll soak in the refrigerator for like 3 to 4 hours as well. That first bath is drained, so I'm gonna salt it. Don't be shy. Salt it, and then put some more water in it. Let it soak for 3 to 4 hours. Now we are making the crispy onions for the green bean casserole, and I'll show you how I do that. It's really easy, and they're super tasty if you do it like this, or you could buy them in a can, but it's up to you. I'm running out of room on my counter here, but this is what you do. I cut the onions up. Some people leave them long. I just like them in these little tiny cubes. I do a splash of oil, salt, and pepper, and then I have in here whole wheat flour, salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and then I bake them at 400, and I keep my eye on them because they can get burnt here and there. You could deep fry these if you want. I just like to bake mine. So here we go.
Forget about seeing it, hearing it, in the end you must feel. Forget about all you know, you need to go, it's okay to let go. Just let it go, go, go. Then you're breathing in. You're breathing out.
Here they are, all coated. I have one underneath Say hi. Can you say hi? Up? Okay. I'm gonna have a little dance party with them while these cook. We are going to be making some pumpkin cinnamon rolls. So I'm heating this on low heat. It's about 1.5 cups of regular milk. I have a 1/2 cup of olive oil and then a 1/2 cup of cane sugar. I'm using what I have on hand. You could certainly use what the recipe calls for, and I will link it down below. It's from the good old Pioneer Woman. If you have been following me for a long time, you know that is my dream in life, to become her, but in a vegan way, I'd say. But today we are making these for the family. Then we're gonna deliver some to our neighbor as well. But you don't want this to boil, you just want it bubbling, then you're adding your yeast. We're making the dough first. It takes about an hour to rise, so I will see you with the next ingredients. I'm allowing this to cool a little bit, and then I'm gonna sprinkle it with a packet of yeast, let that sit covered for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to add my pumpkin puree that we made last night.
I've said it many times, I know I would change my ways, I know for sure. When all the crows decide to meet.
Now I'm gonna stir in my pumpkin puree. This is what it looks like right now. And then we do flour, 4 cups of that, cinnamon, and nutmeg.
And I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on. Come sit here with me by the fire and let it go for a little while. So be here as the night starts falling. Let my fingers walk over your head. We got nothing to be scared of. I'd rather be with you than by myself. Now all is in your hands.
So I ended up using about 4.5 cups of flour, and then I did the pumpkin pie spice. I'm gonna cover this, let it set for an hour. It should double in size here. I'm gonna get started on these dishes just so we are cleaning as we go. Now I'm making the roux, however you pronounce that, for the green bean casserole. This green bean casserole is actually just for me, so I'm using the beef style broth, this vegan broth, a tablespoon of plant butter, and then a tablespoon of whole wheat flour. And then I'm just getting it nice and thick here on the stove on a medium heat, and I added some soy milk or oat milk. I really can't remember. I put it in a mason jar, and I think it's oat milk, so I will leave the description down in the box below. But I just ended up using these French style green beans. Fun fact, I really dislike fresh green beans. I really love canned green beans. That's probably the only time you'll ever hear me say that about fresh veggies. So I'm going to transfer it into a pan here, top it with the crispy onions, and call it good. Of course, you could mix this with your classic cream of mushroom, but I don't like it. So I am going to make mine from scratch here, bake it at 400 for around 15 minutes, nothing too crazy. For the filling of the cinnamon rolls, all you're going to need is a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, a 1/2 cup of cane sugar, and some pumpkin pie spice. As you can see, I did not leave bread in my brown sugar, so I have these little cane pieces. I'm going to leave them in there and see if they make an interesting little burst of sugar. Whenever I'm rolling out large amounts of dough, I bring out this marble slab that I got from Lowe's. It just protects my counters because they are made of wood. I suggest doing it, honestly. This tile was around $7 and I use it constantly because I make pierogies so much. So I can't link it, but just go to Lowe's and go to the flooring aisle and find something that looks nice in your kitchen.
I smell the song, I feel the breeze, but in my heart I hear the calling of my old home, Tennessee. town, and maybe Johnson City or Memphis bound. No matter where I go, no matter what I see, I still hear the calling of Tennessee. Who are we to know where these rivers flow, or why the wind chooses when and where to blow? The sun is gonna rise each and every time, and I've still got Tennessee on my mind. I miss the smoke on the Cumberland and the fireflies at midnight, and the color of the leaves in the fall.
Since this made so much, I wanted to try something different. I looked over my pantry before I started cooking today and noticed that I had apple pie filling and it expired 2 days ago. I'm going to use it. I think we'll be okay, but I was going to use that for a pie. I don't want to make a separate pie crust, so I'm just going to use this, and it's kind of going to be like a puffy pie, and just to spoil the future, it is delicious. I suggest doing this if you make extra, but I'm going to bake this just along with the cinnamon rolls and see how it goes. It gets a little crispy on top, but this is really good. I'm going to make pie like this from now on. And this is our final tablescape here. So it's just the four of us. If you did not know this, we don't have any family out here in Colorado. So we FaceTime our family back home in PA and kind of just hang here with the kids. We had a really good time, and it was a really delicious dinner. We just set everything out and made it family style. That's the easiest way to do it. Here is the mac and cheese. If you're curious as to how it comes out, you just bake it at 350 for around an hour and you're good to go. And then here are the mashed potatoes. All I did was blend it with some vegan cream cheese, a little bit of oat milk. I have some chives in there and fresh garlic, and then I just mash it and blend it. And then here's my husband's turkey with the gravy that it came with, and that was that. Now on to the most important part, which is dessert. Here are the cinnamon rolls. Oh my goodness, they were decadent. I was nervous using whole wheat flour, but honestly, you really could not taste the difference here. And then here's the pie. Like I said, got a little crispy on top, but that is okay. It was still so good. I topped these with cream cheese frosting and a little bit of cinnamon sprinkle on top, and then I served the pie with some, what is it? It is coconut whip, but you could use just regular Cool Whip if you wanted. Honestly, it's fine as is. That is going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. I really hope that you had a beautiful Thanksgiving with family. I will see you tomorrow for another video. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative. Bye, everyone.